Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Ellis and we're going to do some art today using the letters of your name. Not my name, your name. And here's what you need. You need some plain printer paper. We're going to hold it this way for our project. This is vertically standing up, not horizontally, not laying down, vertically standing up. You're going to need to have a pencil, a black Sharpie marker, and for this project we're going to do some techniques with color pencils. I have a big bag here, but a lot of them are doubles and triples of the same color. But I've got them here, and of course if you're using color pencils I always recommend having a sharpener too, because those pencils get dull very quickly. So let's begin. You will be making 4 curvy lines, not zigzaggy or big curves, but sort of gentle curves across your paper. You're going to make 4 of them. They each should be curved a little bit differently. So we're going to come down a bit and start the first curve. A gentle curve, and it doesn't have to be equal. There. Then you're going to leave some space, come down to about, a little bit above the middle, I would say. If this was the middle, I'd say go above a little. And this curve can start, this one comes down, this one can start up. And then once again, not too much of a zigzag, just like gentle rolling hills. Then leave a space, and your spaces do not have to be equal. And one more here. This is going to be a very gentle curve. That one's very gentle. And one more. Oh, about there. Come down, come up and up a little, down, there. So each one of my curves is a little different, and there's some space in between. We are going to work with these 3 spaces. We're not going to touch this space now or the one up here. Just these 3 spaces. Now, what you're going to do is take the letters of your first name. Now, normally, when you would write your name, let's say I chose the name Dakota. It just sounded nice, and I knew someone named Dakota, and she was very nice. Normally, when you're writing a D between 2 lines, the D comes down, the A goes up, and the C comes up to the top, and the O comes around. We want to make the letters touch the top and the bottom. Now, when you get a T to the T, here's Dakota's name. The T normally has a straight line here, but when your line is curved, that changes, and you'll see what I mean. So let's write Dakota here. First, I suggest let's air write it, just to see how we'll fit the letters. D, A, C, O, T, A. Okay. So we'll start with the D. Now this is now the bottom of the D. Instead of being nice and straight, up here and here, you see how the D, that curve becomes the bottom and top of your letter. And the A is quite tall because your curve is tall. C-O-T-A. The C now, instead of the C coming across, this is the top of your C. It comes around and goes down here. Follow C, follow it around, See? Oh, this O is kind of small because the space is small. O. It's kind of a wonky O, isn't it? Doesn't look like a straight line. D-A-C-O. Now, here's that T I was telling you about. Look at the top of that T. It's curved. Not straight like you would think. So the T is here. And the last letter is A in Dakota's name. Right to the end. That's what you need to do. Go from this end to that end. And you repeat it in each one of these spaces. And it will look different because your curves are different. It's really quite cool looking. Here we go. Here's one that I worked at before. Each one is a little bit different because of the way the curves are. Now, after you have finished doing your name, you're going to take your Sharpie marker and outline the curvy lines and your letters. When that's done, you do what artists call cleaning up the drawing, which means if you missed a spot, you see I went over here, but my C was really there. So now I have to erase that pencil, clean it up a little. I did the same here. I didn't exactly follow the curve. It's a mistake, but it worked out okay, but I must clean that up so that we will not see that pencil. And of course, I have to erase the arrows too. That's why I don't want you to press too hard on the pencil when you're doing this. Here's another one inside my C. Instead of following my original pencil line, I went around it a little bit. And that's all right. That's why I'm cleaning up my drawing. Any place else where I see pencil, down here too. I did that one, but I forgot to erase. I have to hold this. Oh, a little bit down there. You want to have a nice clean drawing when you're done with no pencil showing, only your black Sharpie marker. When that's done, we're ready to start with our colors. And here's where the pencils come in and this little technique. All of this is going to have to be filled in. This is all part of it. The letters, inside the letters, around the spaces in the background of the letters. So I'd like you to try this little technique. When you pick your color, we're going to use two values of a color. A value is the lightness or darkness of a color. We can use this one pencil and we can get more than one value depending on how hard we press on it. So let's say I wanted this space inside this A to be this color. I'm going to ask you to outline around it, but press fairly hard so that you get this color to be really, really deep, dark, and rich. It's okay to turn your paper around, and we definitely want to see the outline. We don't want it to be a skinny little spaghetti string. There. Now when you go inside, you don't press as hard. You go very lightly. Remember, one direction only, no scribbly scrabbly. Now if that's way, 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 way too light, you can go over it again and make it a little darker, but it should be lighter. This is a dark value of this color, and this is a light color. If there's another place where you want this color, I suggest do it now. Go around your next, remember, around, you make a border, you press hard, and leave a nice, dark, rich value of this color. Then when you go in, press lightly. Very lightly. And with each color, you do that. Here's the outside area, what we might call the background of the letters. Sometimes it gets really skinny, and that's okay. But really press. It's good if you're resting on a magazine, or in my case, a whole bunch of papers. It really helps your colors to work better with the pencils. And inside, lighter. Press on that when you go around to make a border like a frame around the space with a darker value of your color, and press very lightly inside. Here's an orange. I'll go inside one of the O's. Sometimes it helps to turn your paper around when you do this. All right, I'm going to go inside and make a kind of border or frame, and I'm really pressing on this orange. Even though it's a light color, I can still get two values of this color. There, and inside, I'm hardly pressing at all. I'm going in one direction, no scribble scrabble all the way until I'm all finished. Now when you get to this part here, you can choose to do it however you would like it. I chose on the one that I did to leave it blank, but you can do whatever colors or designs or whatever you would like in there with and around your name. Let me show you the one that I finished before there we go. You see all the dark borders, and then inside it's lighter. And once again, it helps when you're resting on either a magazine or a bunch of papers under you, but you want a softer surface rather than a hard table. Okay, boys and girls, when you're finished, please take a picture of your beautiful work and show it to me. You can email it to me, ellisrtsmarties@gmail.com. Take a picture and send it to me. Don't forget to put your name on it. Even though I could see it here, I still would like you to tell me your name. ellisrtsmarties@gmail.com. Well, bye. Until next time, everybody.